You know our first guest today from Shameless, The Resident, and the Emmy-winning series Hacks, to name a few. And these days you'll find her in the L Word Generation Q. Paula Andrea Placido is here to dish on how she uses art to champion women's issues. Then we're joined by author and podcast host Susie Moore. She's been an advice columnist on Oprah, Cosmopolitan, Good Morning America, and more. And she's the author of Let It Be Easy, Simple Ways to Stop Stressing and Start Living. We're digging into social media success and failure, and we're talking ways to schedule our lives so we don't meet burnout. This is Advocate Now. In addition to being an actor, you're also an established artist. We want to take a look at some of your work right now because you're so talented. And it looks like your art is mostly of hands and the female figure. What's the meaning behind the hand and figure themes?
Well, the hands, that's kind of like how I started painting when I was a little kid. I went to art school and I fell in love with Michelangelo's The Creation of Adam. And that was kind of like the first thing that I would want to like try to like draw all the time. But the female figures, that's actually a cool story. I met this young lady on Instagram, and I loved the photos that she was taking of herself. And she is Muslim, and her husband is very, very strict. And if he found out that she was taking these photos, he would have been very upset. So the way that she took these photos, always covering her face in very like sensual poses. And I thought they were really beautiful. And I asked her, can I have your permission? I want to paint one of these. And I wanted to keep that theme of like mystery. You don't know who this person is. You see a silhouette. You don't know what color they are, what like their face looks like. So that was kind of the theme behind that. And yeah, it kind of just took off.
How would you say that making art inspires you in the rest of your daily life?
When I'm creating art, that's probably my favorite thing because it's my voice. It's my vision, my perspective, and I get to have fun, and that's all me creatively. Which I think it energizes me, and I feel most accomplished when I am able to create my own art. Which by having that release, I am able to go and perform other people's art, and be able to play a part in other people's projects.
And do you feel like you're able to bring attention to certain women's issues through your art, like the female figure pieces that we talked about?
I think especially with what's happening with women's rights right now in Iran, I think those paintings that I did is very reflective of that. And I don't know, it's a constant question that I'm always asking myself as an artist: what more can I be doing? How can I be using my art to push conversation?
Yeah, in terms of the art world, just the environment, the culture of it. I mean, for minority or female artists, are there any changes that you'd like to see in the art world for more representation?
And I feel like the only way, one of the best ways to help women out is kind of like the people at the top, especially men, pushing for other women artists to have some space in the room as well.
Well, Paula, we love everything that you're creating and how you're expressing yourself. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we want to tell everybody to check out Paula in the L Word Generation Q on Showtime. Paula, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Up next, we're talking how to live with less burnout with Susie Moore. Let's face it, no matter how you identify, we can all live with less burnout. Check it out.
Let's talk about success and failure, because how can utilizing social media properly really help us succeed in work and everyday life?
Well, it's no secret that we love to see the behind the scenes of people's lives, right? Celebrities, influencers, regular people. We want to see what you're cooking. We want to hear your funny stories. We want to hear your thoughts. when it comes to, creating and engaging on social platforms, businesses are built this way, entire careers. I mean, Kylie Jenner said, I remember when she was on the cover of Forbes, she said that she grew her business with really zero outside of social media, her own posts. So when we take a platform and use it to our advantage, understand its power, and ensure that we're using it in a way that's going to either bring us a financial return or a return on our joy, why not really dial that up? I mean, I love the fact that these platforms are free. We have access to people all over the world in an instant. Think about our ancestors, what they had to do to sell their products or to share their story. They would have to drive or go on a horse from village to village. Like, this is an incredible time to be alive. We have access to incredible tools. I mean, our ancestors, their minds would be blown if they saw the lives that we have now. So why not have fun with this? Like, why not know that we have these tools at our disposal that can really enhance our lives, help our business success, help us build a profile that allows us to maybe receive better career opportunities, make great connections, and know that this is for you, not against you. It's really entirely based on your own perspective and the meaning that you give it and the actions that you take on these platforms.
Absolutely. And on the flip side of success, the failure aspect of it, I mean, why should we not worry about failure when we're trying to succeed with these platforms?
I would ask someone who thinks they're failing on social media what failure means to them. Like, how are we assessing that? I always look at failure as simply an unwanted result, right? We're so quick to go, I'm failing, or I'm messing up, or this isn't working. And it's very easy to go into a negative spiral versus looking at maybe your data, your conversions, your engagement with curiosity and going, okay, this is interesting. I've got some data here. I wonder what this means. What can I take from this information? Looking at it with a neutral lens and really just gather, your thoughts. Like, is this really a failure, or am I building an account? Am I building a brand? Am I just getting started? Can we be patient? Success is consistency. It's not one big overnight thing, one story that you might post or one reel. Certainly they can take off and be shared, but success is measured in the long term. And success is, simply a series of small wins. So we don't need to put so much pressure on everything we do every day and just really take the long view instead.
And also, I think scheduling is a very important aspect. Scheduling properly can lead to happiness, between work, making time for friends and family. How can we schedule our lives so we don't burn out?
Well, so burnout is so real. I've seen all the data and statistics around it. We need to be honest with what it is that's causing our energy drain. Because some things, what energizes and fuels one person can absolutely drain and deplete another. It's actually a very helpful exercise. Very few people do this, but actually to write out on an average day how you spend your time. Honestly, no one's going to see this but you, but literally, look at a day. What did you spend 1 hour on social media in the morning? Shower. Working on this project, 2 Zoom meetings, gone for a walk. If you literally look at your day hour by hour, you see where your time goes. And often it's a real shock to people. When I've done this exercise, they often go, wow, I didn't realize I spent so much time doing. Often social media crops up as one of the big time suckers. So looking at how you spend your day, how you spend your time is the truest reflection of your priorities.
And also scheduling time for ourselves, right?
Yes, exactly. So if you say, I never have time for a bath, I never have time for a massage, I never have time to read a book, look at how you spend your day. I am yet to find or work with a person who doesn't have these wasted pockets of time throughout the day that they have not really been conscious of. And when it comes to scheduling stuff like social media updates or posting, why not do it when you're in the line at CVS, waiting for the subway, waiting for an Uber? The pockets of time where we often need to waste or wait, we can use those more efficiently to free up bigger chunks of time for the most meaningful parts of our lives.
Amazing. Such great information. Susie, thank you so much. And for more wellness advice, tune into Susie's podcast, Let It Be Easy with Susie Moore. Susie, thanks so much for joining us.
I'm Sonia Baghdadi. Thanks so much for watching and advocating. For more stories and content like this, visit advocatechannel.com.